Hi everybody, welcome to the Southern Guy Paranormal channel. It's me Adam, as you know, and much apologies for this late vlog. The last 2 days I've been working, well, you'd class it as overtime, but it's not really. I've just been, seem to be working more or longer hours, or it feels like longer hours sometimes than what I suppose I used to over as the years have gone right down the line. So I'll get a bit deep, a bit early. Yeah, so as I say, massive apologies for this going out today on a Wednesday. Yeah, what's been going on? Lots, not lots. There might be some changes in my personal life. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, and I'll keep you guys informed. Yeah, this weekend just gone, we were out in Chatham doing another Ghost Tours event, and I've got another one coming up this Saturday, so I'm sort of, I don't suppose you call it busman's holiday, but I'll be sort of working but filming as well. So yeah, I might have said before, but the great thing about doing the Ghost Tours, the Ghost Hunter Tour stuff, is that I'm getting to visit sites that I wouldn't necessarily otherwise as a single investigator, and it's interesting to get also perspectives from complete strangers as well. Particularly I'm finding in the sites that we've done is that the Estes method is something a lot of people don't know about or aren't used to, so it's interesting to see how they gauge perception of that. As you know, the guys that have been involved with my channel have used it. Sorry, just switched my hands. The guys that have been involved with my channel are well used to it now, one way or the other. Obviously, Paranormal Essex guys, they do it as well. So, yeah, basically we visited a place in Chatham, Fort Hill. I can't remember the full name of it, but it is a grammar school for girls now. But it used to, but it's got quite a history. It goes back a good couple of 100 years. There's hospital. It was a hospital. It was also an asylum. It's one of 3 remaining brick buildings for incineration, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it was a really good site. The only downside is we was quite limited the amount of time that we could spend there. So the vigils that we'd done were quite short. Normally the other places we'd done have been a bit longer. We was there for the guests. The guests arrived about sort of 6-ish, and we were finished around 11. So it's quite a short one compared to some of the places that we have done. Having said that, there was you could feel the atmosphere in what was the asylum and the hospital as well, and we were getting drops in temperature and interactions via the REM pod and things like that. So yeah, and as I said, we've done the Estes method as well, which boded some interesting results in itself. So yeah, that's what was going on this weekend. I'm going to tell you what you can expect tomorrow night now in a moment, but yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a moan off about Citroen, Peugeot, Toomey's. Now, we've got the charity I work for, we've got 6 vehicles, all right, 3 buses, 3 mobility cars. Now, the minibuses, excuse me, going from age, we have an Iveco, which is 2009. We've got a 2014 Volkswagen and a 2017 Peugeot Boxer. Okay, those are the 3 minibuses. The 3 cars, we've got a 2012 Peugeot Partner, a 2019 Fiat Doblo, and we've got a 2022 Citroen Berlingo. And then they've all sort of started life as like van bodies, but they get changed to suit whatever's needed, whether it's an MPV, or in our case they get adapted for wheelchairs. So that's how they start life. Well, yeah, so essentially we've got 3 French vehicles there. We've got the old Peugeot Partner, we've got the Peugeot Boxer, and we've got the Citroen Berlingo. Now, we had an issue with the new Citroen, excuse my finger. As I say, 22 plate, 6 months old, still on a warranty. Now they got these armrests, okay, and I spend quite a lot of time in that car. Well, I do now anyway. I do spend quite a lot of time in the mobility cars, more than I used to. Obviously, your backside, you know, gets a little bit. You need to shift your weight around a little bit. And basically, what I did at the armrest down, I've got elbow on that one. I've got the elbow on the door, and I've sort of wiggled just to move the weight on my backside. And yeah, it was. Of course, I've not put a lot of weight on it. Just as I say, and it just went crack. I thought, oh great, you know. So yeah, this broken armrest. But we had quite some fun to go getting it booked in the first place with Peugeot, Citroen, Tumis. Got it in. I looked at it and decided it was not a warranty item. Basically, I put too much pressure on, and off it went. So obviously a discussion ensued, and we said to them, well, we've got 2 Peugeots, the aforementioned the aforementioned partner, and we've also got the Boxer. They've both got armrests, right? Now the partner's 11 years old now, that's still intact. The one in the Boxer is intact, and that's now 6 years old. Well, will be this year. So surely that would tell you there's a design fault with the armrest in this one, but they really wouldn't have it, and we had to. In the end, we ended up forking out to have this repaired. I think it was around £250 mark. And it wasn't just that, it was the mucking around to get the vehicle back as well. Now, we was told it would be ready for Tuesday morning. This was last week. That's 2 miles from me. I live near Southend Football Ground. 2 miles is about 2.5 miles away. I thought, oh, sorry, I'll walk up there, because I've got to pick the vehicle up and then drive it to Benfleet, where our office is. So that was the plan. So anyway, I've had my nice little walk, 45 minutes it took to get up there, and it would be told that the vehicle wasn't ready. It wouldn't be ready. They was waiting for a tool, which wasn't what we was told the day before. So I've had to phone my manager up and say, look, they're telling us it's not ready. Apparently, it was a tool they was waiting for today. I'm now stuck because I've just walked 2.5 miles to get here on the understanding that this vehicle will be ready, and it wasn't. So my manager's phoned up Tumis, all hell's broken loose, and basically they eventually got one of their apprentices to drop me back to Southend, because at this point, because I'm up there, I'm supposed to be going to the office for the day's work, and I'm in no man's land. There's no way I can get to the office. Well, it's going to take me another 3/4 hour to walk home, you know, to pick my bike or my car up to get to work myself. So they eventually agreed to let one of the apprentices to run me home, and that was that. And then I think we got the vehicle the following day, and we did negotiate a discount. But the fact of the matter is, you know, in our eyes, that's a warranty item. The design's clearly not fit for purpose because of what happened to it. You know, if there was a problem there, surely armrests that are fitted to the Peugeots, similar things would have happened to them. As I say, I've done the same thing with the other mobility car, which is 11 years old, as I said, and the 6-year-old Peugeot Boxer. When you're sitting in a vehicle seat for what can be 2-3 hours on end sometimes, your butt gets numb. I don't care what anyone says. Maybe not in the Saab. Saab's pretty good, but that's why I bought it, because I could do a lot of miles in that in comfort. Same with the Honda, although technically I've still got to upgrade the seat, but that's a discussion for another day. And the drive. That was a bugger and all after a few hours. Maybe I got sensitive, but I don't know. Whatever, you know, I'm sitting in these vehicles for 2-3 hours sometimes. My butt gets numb. So a little jiggle Just get get the blood circulating a little bit. That's all it needs. Yeah, and just went. There was a design fault there, but Toomey's, Peugeot, whatever, wouldn't acknowledge it. And as I say, we ended up getting charged for this thing to be replaced, and it's 6 months old. So that's the Citroen. Now, the same place also does Peugeot. And as I said, we've got a Peugeot partner, it's 11 years old, and we've got the Peugeot minibus. In fairness to the Peugeot partner, it's been pretty reasonable. It's just bad things along the way, but so it's 11 years old now. The Peugeot Boxer is another story. As I say, this year, I mean, it's about 5.5 years old at the moment. But it's not even done 20,000 miles. And the engine light fault come on. And we've had a few issues with it down the line. So obviously it's gone back to me Peugeot. And we said, look, what's going on? Now apparently there's an issue with the because the new stuff uses AdBlue. The Citroen we got uses AdBlue, and so does this Peugeot. I think it doesn't, even though it's 19. But anyway, yeah. So there's this issue with the AdBlue system. I'm going to say the vehicle's not even done 20,000. But because it's out of warranty, we got lamped with a bill for like £4,000, around that mark. Oh, it's a bit to it. To get this fixed, and to be told that it could probably happen again isn't really what you want to hear. And because of its age, it's out of warranty. But it's not even done 20,000 miles. So what's going on there? It's not impressed at all with either Citroen or Peugeot. So for that reason, no, I haven't really had much to do with dealers. I mean, granted, Saab have been gone 10 years, so there's no chance there. The nearest I get is, excuse me, the specialist in Benfleet. That's the nearest I've got to get anything for the Saab or get anything done to it. So I've not really got a lot of experience with dealers. I've not got a lot of experience with car dealers. So I'll rephrase that. I think I've been to Volkswagen and Audi once when I had an old Volvo that had a Volkswagen engine in it. I think it was a hose pipe that had gone, but because it was a Volkswagen engine, it made more sense to go to Volkswagen for the part. It was something. It was a long time ago. It was very rusty. And I had an old Mark III Astra where a bolt fell out of, I think it was the power steering pump, or that held it into the mount. And I couldn't work the diagram wouldn't tell you what size bolt this was or anything. So it could have been anything. I thought it might have been a really long bolt. So I got that to Vauxhall, and they've got it up on their, on their what used to be the microfiche system, but whatever it. On the diagram on the computer this time, I went, yep, that's the bolt there. I ordered it, and it turned out to be a normal 30mm bolt, about that big. But fair play to Vauxhall. They got it in. That's really efficient. I was quite happy with what service I got from Vauxhall, albeit at a very limited basis. So, but yeah, as I say, certainly the issues that we've had with Toomey, Citroen / Peugeot has not filled me full of confidence. So I've had 2 French vehicles in my time. I've had a Renault Espace for a couple of weeks. Oh no, 3, sorry, now I'm thinking. I had a Renault Espace for about 2 weeks. That's another story. That was the time I moved it onto the road, so the house where I was living, the guy could get a boat on the drive to do some work on the engine. One of them plastic bods come down the road, freaking called it in for no tax, and that was it. My car was gone. And I tried telling the guy that I wanted to put it on the drive. I could probably squeeze it in between the trees on the garden. Wouldn't have it. But that's another story. As I said, I've had that Renault. That was good. It was a couple of weeks I owned that for. I had a Peugeot 205. I owned for about a month. I had a disagreement with someone. They nicked the keys, so the car was literally stuck where it was. That was that. And then I had a Renault I know a Citroen Zara. That's it. One of them was Citroen. But these are all old motors, you know. You'd expect things to go wrong with them and what have you. Not brand new stuff. You know, with the brand new stuff, you're supposed to have some sort of comeback from the or callback from the manufacturers if there's issues there which are clearly something's not fit for purpose. So yeah, I'm not filled with joy with Citroen and Peugeot at all. Maybe it's just us. We've had a short straw in that respect. Maybe other people have had fantastic dealings with Citroen and Peugeot and the respective dealers. But that's just how we've been. So yeah, as I said, I would be very reluctant to get one myself. So long as I can still get parts for that old baby there, the one that's in the garage somewhere there, you know, I will continue to love my Saabs. You know, until I can't love them anymore. I suppose that's a weird thing to say, I suppose. But you know what I mean. And as regarding Honda, now, yeah, as I say, bike dealers, I've only really had experience with Honda and Triumph. I've tried 2 different dealers with Triumph. They were pretty reasonable, but it was only for a couple of test drives. And yeah, Triumph, I've had a couple of dealings with. The brief experience I've had seemed pretty reasonable. Admittedly, it's from test ride perspective, yeah, they were pretty good. And I think parts ordering as well, they were also good from old Thunderbird. But I haven't really had that dealership experience of having a newish vehicle and having it dealt with. Honda, I know the guys down at Bellevue, they've been there donkey's years, they're very highly rated. They're very good guys in there, and I've not yet had the pleasure of having my Africa Twin worked on, but I can tell you that I've had Honda Dominators before this, which like small, you know, they were back in the day. You had the Dominator and you had the Africa Twin, and the Dominator was a 650 single based on the XL 650. But it's a more road going version. But anyway, I've had a couple of old Dominators, and they were being brilliant for getting parts for it. They were very efficient. They were very helpful. Yeah, they were good as gold. I couldn't fault. I couldn't fault Bellevue. And actually Chambers as well. If I want to really go back, when I had my 125, my CBR 125, they were fantastic as well. So my dealings with the bike dealers have been pretty good. As I say, I've yet to deal with anything properly with the Africa Twin or anything at all. I've not even been down to see them. I've been so busy. And yeah, I know the guys in there quite well. But they're well established. They've been there for a long time, and you've only got to go on the Facebook reviews and all that. I think virtually every review for the guys at Bellevue come back really, really good. As I say, I've never had calls of issue with anything I've had to talk to them about. As I say, I've yet to get things, yet to have anything really done with this. I know dealer servicing ain't cheap, but it might be quite interesting to get this in, because it will be due a service next month. My Thunderbird, along with the cam chain, will be getting a service done as well. But Alistair's doing that, so I trust him implicitly to do a proper job with it. But yeah, although I've had this since July, it was serviced last April, so about now would be a good time to get it done again. And plus, I want to get the post. It just had an oil change last time and a new battery, so this time I think it might need plugs. I know plugs are a nightmare on these. Although it's a twin cylinder, it's got four spark plugs, and 2 of them are absolute gits to get to. So maybe this time I'll give it to them and let them do it, and we'll see what the bill's like, and I can sort of faint after that, I suppose. But as I say, it'll be interesting to see what a dealership experience of getting a bike serviced is, or a vehicle service in any respect. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I've been waffling for about 20 minutes now. Yeah, so what's coming up tomorrow night? It is a visit to Valent's house in Dagenham, and I'll have a familiar face with me. And yeah, it was. We got some really good content out of that place. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. All the best to everyone. God bless you all, and love and light to you. Take care. Bye bye.